Welcome to the Mixed Race Belonging podcast, where we explore the intersection of mixed identity and belonging through the lens of somatics and personal and collective liberation to help you heal your belonging wounds and reconnect with your innate wholeness through relationships, new experiences, and activism. I'm your host, Raina LaGrand, an embodiment coach for mixed race people with a background as a trauma therapist, yoga teacher, and health educator. The tools and insights I share with you here are the approach that has not only helped me heal my belonging wound, but also helped me help my mixed race clients do the same. We all need something good to belong to right now. Relationships and spaces where we feel safe, held, seen, heard, and dignified. Thanks for being here, and let's get started with today's show. Welcome back to the show. Intro music. I don't know what that song was, but I realized that I did not do my little intro music last week. So I had to bless you with that brief tune. I am having the best worst morning ever. It's the worst morning because I'm having a bit of a pain flare. I've been dealing with a lot of like neck pain and like ocular migraines, vestibular migraines, and I'm working on it with a doctor. After a year, I found out I have binocular vision dysfunction, but I'm still like perfecting my lenses, getting the right prescription. It kind of takes some time to figure it out with this disorder and yeah, working on some PT stuff. And so, anyways, I'm having a pain flare, but it is beautiful out in Michigan today. It's gonna be about 70 degrees. I had my coffee outside this morning. I did some light work, and then I did a really wonderful yoga practice. And I'm gonna record this podcast episode and take my pup on a walk before I actually go to the eye doctor. And, I am really grateful for my somatic practice in times like these because as somebody who's dealt with chronic pain most of my life, I can in the past kind of go into a spiral around my pain. And sometimes it still happens, but for the most part, I feel like less panic when I have these pain flares, more hopeful, more grounded in my body. I know how to take care of myself. I know how to ask for what I need. And that is a gift from years of really working on my relationship with my body and taking care of myself. So blessings, bless up. Um, and, you know, if you join the Mixed Race Belonging Collective, we are really focused on belonging in your body and belonging in your relationships. And if you're somebody who has chronic pain or other things that make being in your body challenging, maybe there's stuff with gender, maybe there's stuff with your phenotype. Um, Somatic practice can be a really great resource for that. So, just want to remind you that doors for the Mixed Race Belonging Collective open this Wednesday, April 1st, and the Mixed Race Belonging Collective is an online community just for biracial, multiracial, multicultural, whatever words you use. It's a community just for us where you're going to feel less alone, learn somatic strategies to feel at home in your body, and gain skills to handle the hardest moments. So it's going to be awesome. Get ready to feel safer in your body, more confident, more resilient, and free to be your whole self. But actually, big plug for the Mixed Race Belonging Collective, but that's not actually what I wanted to focus on today for the podcast. What I really want to talk about is how I used to believe that everyone needed one on one therapy and what changed my mind. So, I think as a therapist, obviously, I love therapy. I still think it goes a long way. And I think there are times when it's really needed in addition to maybe other things as well. But, I had a really great experience in grad school with a therapist. That's what actually inspired me to become a therapist. And it really unlocked this whole different way of seeing the world, understanding emotions and relationships, um, and really starting to see kind of both like the personal and the collective level, like why we struggle. And I mean, this question I think I come back to a lot is like, how do we build relationships, build community, work towards collective liberation when so many of us are traumatized and struggle in our relationships to feel safe, struggle in our bodies to feel safe? Like, how the heck are we going to do this? And I think one-on-one therapy is something that can be really helpful for that, because I think we all deserve that one-on-one space with someone who we are not in a relationship with, where the stakes are a little different and we can really explore and process and play out some things without kind of worrying about how it's gonna impact the other person. Obviously, I don't think anybody should be treating their therapist like shit. But I think that it is like it's a good, like, practice lab kind of playground, right? And, I think in a lot of ways, therapists have become this replacement for the ways that a lot of us don't find community and support in community. We don't have the same sort of like cultural structures for healing, and so I think therapists sort of have stepped in and are providing this necessary role, but it also is kind of like maintaining this like lack of culture and lack of community. And ultimately I think we need to heal our communities to the point where a lot of this kind of support, just kind of day to day emotional support, grief support, relationship support, comes from other people in our community, comes from us. And absolutely facilitating, holding space for other people in general, but other mixed race people in particular, I think has shown me like how powerful collective healing is, how important healing outside of therapy is, and how some people need more of that like collective community experience more than they do the one-on-one therapy experience. So when I early in my therapy career, I was, naturally attracting a lot of multiracial people as a multiracial person, and they were some of my most isolated clients. Like, even if they had friends, they felt lonely. They felt like they didn't belong, right? That's why I do what I do. And they were all experiencing the same thing, but since they were so isolated, it felt like, oh, this is just something that I'm dealing with. Other people don't deal with this. And so as I started to create spaces for them to connect, it is always so beautiful to see how people are like, oh my God, you experienced that too? Or you just put words to something that I've been experiencing my whole life. um, that element of really feeling seen and validated, I think, goes a long way, because while psychotherapy can be so important and so helpful under the current kind of, psychological, medical, industrial complex, institution, there's so much pathologizing of things that actually have more systemic, historical, and like cultural roots, right? So many people are not anxious or depressed just because it's a chemical imbalance. They're anxious or depressed because of experiences that they've had, ways that they have felt unseen and unmet in their emotional needs, whether that be from parents and caregivers to the broader community. And especially as I've learned more about somatics and like the somatics of connection, the somatics of belonging, and how from a very early age, like our physical experience of being held, of being touched, of having our feelings mirrored back to us, having faces made at us, having people say, "Oh, you're sad," or, when we're young, like, "Sad, you're crying." Oh, and as we grow older, like, "You're sad, and it makes sense that you're feeling this way." The ways that we feel held, that shapes so much of our emotional well-being. And so as, mixed race belonging has been evolving, and I was teaching belonging building blocks and now launching this mixed race belonging collective. I know that while I hold so much expertise in somatics and relationships and psychology and all those things, that a big part of the medicine is also getting to connect with other mixed people. And I think what's gonna be so great about the Mixed Race Belonging Collective is that there's gonna be on-demand support so that you can log in and you can do a video exercise, that I post, or an audio meditation, but you can also, post your questions in the Q&A forum and have me and other community members answer it. You can visit our community village altar where we'll all post photos and links and songs and poems and things that can offer us a sense of comfort and resilience and hope. And you're going to be able to potentially meet with other people locally if you live in the same area or in driving distance. You'll be able to see if people disclose like where they live and if they're open to meeting up. In one of the monthly workshops that I'll teach, I'll talk about the somatic psychology kind of underpinnings for this. But I just want to ask you to think about, especially if you're someone who's currently feeling pretty isolated as a mixed race person, what is what do you imagine will change when you feel held, seen, heard, met by other multiracial people? How will it shift how you move in a certain social space or in the world? What will it make possible that previously felt impossible? This community is not just some series of workshops. It's also a place for you to feel all those things: seen, held, heard, met, get help, make friends, and practice the skills that you want to take into the world so that you can continue to build relationships where you really feel seen. I don't want you to spend any more time internalizing shame, feeling like what you are struggling with is a personal failure, because it's not. It's an experience and it's a grief that we all share as mixed race people that is shaped by social, political, and historical factors. And the Mixed Race Belonging Collective is a place where you're going to finally meet that grief with support instead of self blame, and begin to heal with others instead of trying to do it all in isolation. Again, doors are going to open this Wednesday, so that's tomorrow, April 1st. I can't wait to welcome you in. As soon as you sign up, you're going to get instant access to that Q&A forum, to a library of resources, so you can ask questions in the Q&A forum about those resources, or just like about anything else. And you're going to also be able to book a free 15-minute call with me so that we can meet and we can get to know each other. I can tell you how to get the most out of the membership. And yeah, if you have any sort of like fears or anxieties, we can totally kind of address those on that call. If you have any questions, you can email me, you can DM me on Instagram, whatever's easiest. And I'm here for you. And I can't wait to actually like build a deeper relationship with many of you who are listening. All right, take care, and I'll be back soon.